been an urgent warning from Israel's prime minister for Iranians to immediately evacuate military production factories, likely signaling a new wave of strikes there. Airstrikes began, as you remember, 3 days ago when Israel carried out airstrikes targeting Iran's nuclear facilities. Top military commanders and senior nuclear scientists. Iran retaliated, sending missiles. Let's bring in Rebecca Grant. She is following all this closely, a national security analyst and senior fellow at the Lexington Institute. Rebecca, thanks for being with us this morning. Let's start with why this is happening. Israel launched this strike. They're concerned about Iran's nuclear capability. How close was Iran to doing something that would have been getting the go-ahead had Iran not moved?
We thought. And so two key factors in the timing of this strike. One, Iran cannot have a nuclear bomb. And wow, everything we're seeing just reconfirms why that's the case. Iran had apparently done a little bit more work on the computer modeling for designing an actual weapon, as well as enriching too much uranium, enough for 9 to 15 bombs. Secondly, remember, Tom, Israel attacked and took down a lot of Iran's air defenses last fall. That meant this was, from a military standpoint, the right moment to go in and get air superiority over Iran to take out what is actually a very precise, targeted campaign to eliminate Iran's nuclear menace.
Rebecca, one of the things that obviously people in the United States, when they look at this, the question always becomes, will this blow up into a wider war within the Middle East? Could the United States be dragged in? Now, we've had in the last couple of years instances where Iran launched attacks at Israel. Israel was able to dispel them. How should we look at this? Is this a powder keg, or are these two, just exchanging, attacks, tit for tat right now, and it would be contained like this? How do you see this? How great is the threat of this escalating?
Well, it is a very dangerous situation, but Tom, that's the key word, contain. We have to contain Iran. And hey, Secretary of State Marco Rubio said we're not participating in the offensive strikes by Israel, but let me tell you, we are very involved. It's very game on in defense. We have 40,000 U.S. servicemen in the Middle East, from Syria all the way through to that aircraft carrier in the Red Sea area. And so anytime Iran is launching strikes, our U.S. Space Force gets the tipper, the indications of that. We have to be sure those missiles are not going towards our U.S. forces. We are also assisting Israel, as we did last year. Our U.S. Navy does some of the exo-atmospheric kills against some of these ballistic missiles. But that's all to contain this. I think Israel's objective is to work through the target set to eliminate Iran's nuclear capability, but I believe we will be able to contain this and that it will at some point come to an end.
Rebecca, leading up to this attack, we were told that the U.S. had told military and diplomatic personnel that they could self-evacuate. The U.S. said it had no prior knowledge of this, but how closely coordinated was this from Israel's standpoint? And we are engaged right now in talks with Iran. Will those continue?
Well, President Trump would like, as would Europe and everybody else, to see Iran come back to the table and make a deal that would ultimately let IAEA inspectors from the UN verify that the nuke stuff is done. How closely involved were we? I think it's pretty clear that we knew this was coming. Of course, as I said, we have to watch all these operations very closely because of the forces that we have in the region. So I think, we're going to see Israel work through this target set, hoping that the Israeli population can ride it out. Iran has brought this on themselves. And you step back a step and imagine those skies over Tel Aviv with the possibility of 9 to 15 Iranian nuclear weapons in the air. We just cannot allow that to happen, either for U.S. interests, Israel obviously, or for the whole world. Iran has got to be denuked once and for all, and this is the moment for it to happen.
It's a scary situation, and one of the things that cannot be overlooked right now is that Iran is already engaged in a war against Hamas in Gaza. What kind of pressure does this put on Israel right now while they pursue that war against Hamas? Now they are engaged in a separate military struggle, maybe not so separate, with Iran.
And don't forget, the threats are all around the compass. You know, the Houthis who attacked the airport in Israel not so long ago, Hezbollah. You know, fortunately, Israel has really decimated the capabilities of those Iran-backed militia. But the pressure on Israel at this moment is very intense. And there is no question, though, that what Israel's military is carrying out in the most precise, quick way that they can is something that's going to make that region safer. And if President Trump has any hope of getting back to the Abraham Accords, more diplomatic resolution in the area, you know, this has just got to be done. You know, remember, Iran really opened the door by attacking Israel last year and by enriching this uranium, which serves absolutely no purpose for civilian nuclear power. And so we just see Iran has proved that they are too dangerous to continue in this current situation. And they just have to have that nuclear capability removed.
All right, Rebecca Grant joining us live this morning and breaking down all of the situations throughout the Iran-Israel conflict right now. We're going to leave it there.